Welcome back, everybody!
How's it going today? Are you ready to dot all day long? It appears that Judge Courtney has gone into dot mode. She's reached the same conclusion as I have. Mr. Edgeworth, this couldn't have been just a coincidence, could it? The key to the breaker room in the same scent in the body. If there were only one, it could have been seen as such. It appears we have reached a conclusion. We should now listen to what the warden has to say. Indeed, until we do, we cannot close this case.
Oh my goodness! Everyone with such scary faces. So I'm the one who could have been the murderer. That just cannot be.
Oh yeah, why's that? Tell me your reasoning. Now, I need to know.
Why I can't be the killer? Question mark.
I heard all about the case from Justine Darling here.
Excuse me. Man, that's what I get for drinking juice before starting this. My goodness.
Had I committed the murder, it would have taken place inside the holding cell. But I couldn't have moved the body. I never went into prison. I was caught up in my work, and up until the show, I was stuck in my office. Check up on it if you like. You'll find there's no record of me entering prison. I don't know what your reasoning you had, but I can say for sure, I cannot be the killer.
But Mr. barked at you, pal. You've got to be the culprit.
What does that mean? Just because a dog barks, it doesn't mean anything.
Oh heavens, it's not possible. I already told you I never went to the prison. If you think I'm lying, why don't you check the records?
She wants us to check the records. She does seem confident. For now, all we can do is listen to her and try to draw out the more information.
I do hope you understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, rebuttal why I can't be the killer. Hopefully I'm not too rusty with this stuff, because I swear it's been a couple days. It's first episode of this little mini session I'm going to be doing. I'm actually doing this little session for starting up some streams for the day. I'll be playing some Bloodstained after I'm done with these episodes, so that'll be fun. I figure, well, I mean, not really I figure, but like, I was already sleeping pretty late until like 7 o'clock, so I'm like, whatever, I'll do a late stream. And since it's gonna be Bloodstained anyway, it's like, you know, a night stream of Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, because, you know, do that under moonlight. It's a nice thing to do. Makes sense. But anywho, that's enough about that. That's in the past now, technically. Or at least it should be.
I heard all about the case from Justine Darling here.
So hopefully I just remember things, basically what I'm trying to say, though. From Judge Courtney, are you too close?
As close as fish and water, are you jealous?
Jealous?
On the first day of the investigation, she filled us in on the situation. In exchange for our cooperation, she explained the details of the case to us.
How could you say that? You're so mean, Justine Darling.
The truth is the truth. I believe it should be told as such.
For some reason, those two seem kind of scary.
Well, I mean, geez, I wonder why that would be. You're dealing with a murderer, and then you're dealing with a scary judge. I mean, what? I mean, come on now. Of course it's scary.
Had I committed the murder...
I mean, we're assuming she's the murderer, so I don't know, but still. Excuse me.
Had I committed the murder, it would have taken place inside the holding cell.
The murder occurred inside the cell? How can you be so certain about that?
Well, everywhere else would be under surveillance, right? And the victim's blood was found there, too.
That blood was actually from when he was struck by Elbert, but I don't think it's necessary to inform her of this fact. That doesn't mean it's proven. You do know that.
But I see no contradictions in assuming the crime scene was at the detention center. But I couldn't have moved the body. I never went into the prison.
You never went into the prison? Do you have proof of this?
My, can't you wait for me to finish? I was caught up in my work, so up until the show, I was stuck in my office.
You were in your office the whole time? nothing strange happened?
Nope, nothing at all.
Were you looking for something?
I'm not too good at tidying up. I always forget where I put everything. The other day I even lost track of an important piece of evidence.
How could you have made such a grave error?
If someone were to take something from me, I wouldn't even notice it the entire year.
I guess it will be hard to attack with the key to the breaker room.
On the day of the incident, I was working with my office and searching for lost items. In other words, I couldn't have gone to the prison, even if I had wanted to. Check up on it if you like. You'll find there's no record of me entering the prison.
You did not enter the prison from the entrance. But what if there was another route?
Oh my, are you suggesting something like a secret passage? I don't know if anything like that exists.
It is my firm belief you did possess an alternate route. That route was neither the entrance nor a secret passage. The route was used from here.
Here?
The barbed wire fence.
You would have moved nightly to your office first. This office leads directly to the garden side of the courtyard. If you had moved through here and passed the barbed wire fence, you would have arrived at the prison without passing through the entrance or a tunnel.
Hoo hoo hoo! I wonder what Mr. Edgeworth is saying. Haven't you noticed? There's a high voltage current running through the fence.
Yeah, obviously she couldn't have passed through it like that.
The current to the fence could be switched off at the breaker room. And you were the only one who had the key, Warden Roland.
Most amusing, however, the breaker room is located on the prison side of the courtyard. How would the warden have accessed it from the detention center?
Ah, quite right. Got you there, Mr. Edgeworth.
No, that's...
If there is no record of her passing through the prison entrance, it would not have been possible for her to turn off the fence's breaker.
No, but Warden Roland was the only one who had access.
Don't let this phase you, Miles.
But if I don't have a solution for this, she'll get away.
Now, Uncle Ray never said don't think, you know. It's just not good to be so stubborn about it, that's all.
But no matter how you think about it, Warden Roland couldn't have done this alone.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you have failed to come up with a new pros... ... I am not amused, interrupting my judgment only to be silent.
Without thinking, I just blurted out objection. I really shouldn't have done that. I interrupted her judgment. How could I have possibly done something like that?
Yes, I agree. That was a terrible thing for you to do, Mr. Edgeworth.
I have to answer. I won't let this end here. My reasoning is not over yet.
So how did she use the breaker without leaving the detention center?
It's perfectly possible with this method. What made it possible to turn off the breaker?
I would only have to assume that she had an accomplice.
It was indeed impossible for one person. But what if there were two?
Exactly, just what I expected from you, Miles.
Yes, you had an accomplice on the prison side.
Enough, I am disappointed in you, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
What's that, pal? You making fun of Mr. Edgeworth?
The inmates at this prison all wear bracelets.
No way. Really? Really? Okay, no. I think I've seen where they're going with this, maybe. Oh, my goodness.
If they try and go where they please, they will set off the alarm. Ah! So you've noticed this is a prison after all. Not only the prisoners, but the guards too are under constant scrutiny.
So why didn't anyone notice Elbert?
The only ones allowed to move around freely are the animals. And they certainly could not have used the breaker.
But it's still possible that a person didn't.
Excluding the inmates and the guards, just what kind of person would would you say it was?
We can't exclude the inmates and guards just yet. There was only one person, one whose movement was not restricted. This evidence shows that there was someone in the prison who could move around freely.
It was Frank Solid who did it!
That is, it looks like the bracelet worn by the prisoners.
This belongs to a certain model inmate, and it's broken.
What? Just who on earth does this belong to? Goddess of Law, please tell us.
Frank Sawit, the warden's favorite inmate.
That!
Don't you think it's strange? He managed to keep this hidden while he moved around freely in his daily prison life.
Golly, when you think about it, it shouldn't be possible.
That!
I'd hazard a guess that this was because he was a special case. Just like Sirhan Dogen in the special cell.
The prosecutor's statement is mere conjecture.
You could find out by simply asking Sawat himself. It is my firm belief that Mr. Sawat and Warden Roland were partners in crime. Through their collaboration, another route surfaces. The real route by which Knightley's body was moved to the prison. There were two obstacles that need to be dealt with. The security camera in front of Knightley's cell. And the electric fence in the courtyard. Both these problems could have been solved with a single stroke. By having Sawat switch off the breakers in the breaker room.
Mr. Edgeworth, could you wait one moment?
You still intend to deny it, Warden Roland?
I give in, I confess.
Warden Roland, no, this cannot be.
Yes, it's just as he says. Frank Sawit and I were partners in crime.
No way. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well done, Miles. At last, we had the real culprit cornered.
Like Mr. Edgeworth said, frankly operated the breaker. But we're not responsible for Knightley's murder.
What?
Is it just me, or am I changing Warden Roland's voice randomly? I kind of feel like it's going more into, like... like stupid mode or something. I don't even know.
Warden Roland, what do you mean?
Judge Courtney, would the Goddess of Law hear my confession?
The Goddess of Law is merciful. She will absolve you.
I was being threatened. That's why I had no choice but to do as I was told.
So who was threatening you?
Sirhan Dogen, that assassin.
Dogen?
It's been going on since that man came to the prison. I'll never forget that day.
Oh yeah? Do tell.
When we were both alone, he suddenly said to me,
I have many dogs outside the prison.
Dogs!
Loyal dogs who obey my every command.
That's a terrible impression, Warden Roland.
I soon realized that what dogs referred to were not really dogs, but as human henchmen. And that's not all he said.
You better watch how you treat me.
That's a much better impression.
If you don't want you and your family to become dog food.
I had no choice. I gave him the special cell. I gave him anything he desired.
Anything he desired. You don't mean the supplier.
That's right. Anything he ordered, I would deliver to him. An underground dealership. I was the one who won over Frankie. It was simple. I just offered him special privileges in the prison.
And these underground dealings?
Once a week in the middle of the night, Frankie would shut off the two of the breakers. So I can move from my office to the courtyard without being seen by the security camera. I would go past the fence and drop the goods down the well near the prison. And then I'd sprinkle this perfume over it.
So that's the true identity of the sweet scent.
The scent of the perfume was a signal for Dogen's dog. After picking up the sand, he would carry the goods to Dogen. Of course, this had to be done while Larrabird was away from his cell.
I'm surprised he never found out about it, pal.
We have a strict timetable here at the prison. Mealtime, exercise time, it's easy to know when he's away from his cell. And since little Rocky is afraid of Dogen's dog, I didn't have to worry about him making noise.
Wouldn't he make noises because he's afraid, though? He'd be like, I'm afraid of the dog.
So having full knowledge, I mean, obviously it's not going to say that, but you know, having full knowledge of the prison's inner workings, she made the deliveries herself. This would have ensured there were no slip-ups.
Frankie would turn the breakers back on in the early morning and the delivery was complete. I then modified the timestamp on the security camera.
You have told us a great deal. The goddess of law accepts your penitent confession.
As the warden of the prison, how could I have done such a foolish thing? The day Knightley was killed was also a delivery day. It seems Frankie was working the breakers as usual. But that day I had nothing to send, so I did not go to the courtyard at all.
The secret of the supply system. So then Warden Roland was...
The police have been searching for Dogen's henchmen for ages. I've also been helping them, but... I've been interrogating him personally in my office, but... No matter how much evidence we have on him, we can't get a single word out of him.
So the reason you kept on interrogating him...
Yes, it was to find his henchmen. I borrowed all the evidence from the police and carried out the interrogation myself. I kept an eye on all his actions and examined all of his mail.
Mail. Like his correspondence chess letters.
But I can never uncover the true identity of his henchmen. This fear is something you can never understand.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, you were listening, right? I'd say this confession clears the warden of all suspicion. Is it really necessary to press her further than this?
Is it necessary to press her further?
Well, I mean... I would say yes, but I'm not gonna get a penalty for this, so... Hold on a second, just in case I game over. And if this leads to a game over for some weird reason, I'm just gonna go ahead and save right here, right now, and then pick no, there's no need to press her further. And I'll be like, yeah, guess what? I don't need to press her any further. Sweet! Now that's more like it.
Indeed, there is no need to question Warden Roland any further.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you just gonna let the warden get away like that? She's the killer, right?
It's not like you'd overlook a culprit in plain sight, sir.
Right. There is still some suspicion surrounding the warden. You must press her further. Judge Courtney, my questioning isn't over yet. I'm sure the goddess of law isn't satisfied yet either.
You mean to badger this woman further?
Even if she was threatened by Dogen. This does not prove she was not the culprit in this case. She was able to use a supply route to transport Knightley's body.
Do you have any evidence to support this?
The body gave off a sweet scent. A scent of perfume that was used to signify a delivery. Can you explain this fact?
Oh, of course. Since I had made so many deliveries, the scent would have lingered around the well. When the body was moved through the well, the scent could have transferred to it.
Mr. Elderbird also testified to this fact.
That's it. For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent. A nice scent? I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet like candy.
The lingering scent in the well would of course be picked up by anything passing through.
No.
The fence rests, I see. In that case, court is adjourned. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything we can do?
What should I do? Is this as far as I can go?
Is it over already?
Yes, Sebastian, it is. And now court is officially adjourned.
Hold it! Who's holding it?
Who was that?
It was me, of course. Hold it. It's not nice of you to adjourn things like that. Courtney Pie?
Mr. Shields.
Are you objecting to the court adjourning?
Of course not. I ain't got no objection or anything like that. Go ahead and adjourn court. Do whatever you like.
Hey, what are you doing, Mr. Shields?
Whoa there, calm down, Kay. Unless you want to give me a hug, then I'll let you not calm down. Who wants some chocolate?
Is this a joke?
You have to excuse me. I just have one tiny request to make. Give me a hug, please. As Simon Key's attorney.
That's right, you're the defense attorney in charge of this case, aren't you?
Exactly. Do you all forget? That's so mean.
But you just left everything to Mr. Edgeworth and didn't do anything at all.
Yes, that's right. That's why I thought if I do my job a bit.
For your job? That hardly sounds like you at all.
It's to prepare for the trial. I'd like to ask the warden a few questions.
Surely you jest. What more would you expect to hear from her?
Oh, Miss Warden, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the culprits.
My thoughts!
Uncle Ray believes that Simon is not the culprit. It seems that Miss Warden also suspects someone other than Simon. I'd like to hear you out. ...
Mr. Edgeworth, what's Mr. Shields up to?
He's trying to lure Warden Roland into testifying. Why was the supply route used to transport the body? I'd say it was to pin the crime on Dogen.
Ah, I see.
If he committed a murder here, he would be transferred to another prison. One with tighter security.
And that would get rid of the troublemaker.
Exactly. She wouldn't pass up a chance like that.
Hey, hold on a sec. A culprit besides Simon? What do you mean? Simon was the one I was supposed to prosecute. Exactly, so wouldn't it be better if the best also listened to what she has to say?
Amazing, Mr. Shields. You managed to drag Mr. the Best into this, too. Warden Roland, is this acceptable?
No! ... Oh, you, it's fine, it's fine. You understand a woman's heart.
Thank you, mademoiselle.
Actually, I've thought this over. I'd like to tell you my thoughts. You'll let me speak, won't you, Justine, darling?
Of course, you may speak. Mr. Shields, awesome!
Phew, that was a close shave.
Thank you, Mr. Shields.
No, I'm still leaving the rest to you. Remember what I said? The defense attorney never gives up. The fate of our client rests on our shoulders, after all. It'd be uncool if Uncle Ray didn't put that into practice. Now then, Miles, it's your turn to show you'll never give up.
Right.
Well then, will you listen to my story?
Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows?
My story!
I believe that the culprit in this case could only have been Dogen. I have no idea what transpired between Dogen and the victim. It simply could have been that Dogen was displeased with him. In any case, he was the one who decided the victim's death. He probably had a dog dispose of the body. This is the truth of the case. The victim, Mr. Knightley, was it? I think it is a truly terrible thing.
Taking a man's life, you mean?
That's how you go about saying it, isn't it? If only I had been more vigilant, his death would not have happened. That's why I want to clear up his regrets.
Warden Roland, how considerate. I'm sure Mr. Knightley in heaven is overflowing with gratitude.
Is gratitude really what Knightley feels?
Yeah, probably not. Rebuttal, my story, especially since, like, you probably would know. At this point, if there is an afterlife, then he probably knows that Warden Roland did it, assuming she is the one who actually did it. So it's like, well, I mean, what kind of gratitude would he really have? None, of course. Obviously, jeez. Rebuttal, my story.
I believe that the culprit in this case could have only been Dogen.
Well, then why are we not arresting Dogen then? Why are we still on the whole case of being like, oh, you know, it was obviously that one guy, Simon Keys. Who else could it have been? The only person. Literally the only person. Alright, hold it.
Hold it! Oh!
You seem very confident of that. How can you be so sure?
The children in this home are all good, little boys and girls. Believe in yourself, believe in your friends, and believe in me and the gods. There is no way any of these hard-working children could have committed a murder.
Quite an emotional reason. Makes sense coming from someone like her.
Only Dogen would be capable of something like that. I have no idea what transpired between Dogen and the victim.
Knightley was being held in the detention center, and Dogen was in the prison. They couldn't make any contact. Don't you think that would have prevented trouble?
The prison is quite confined, right? There were many ways for them to meet.
Knightley was murdered days before he would have been sentenced to prison. Surely there weren't many ways a meeting could have occurred.
Even without a direct meeting, Dogen could still cause trouble, mark my words. It simply could have been that Dogen was displeased with him.
What could Knightley have done in the detention center to displease him?
That was just an example, you don't have to take it so seriously. Didn't I already say that I have no idea what transpired between them? Nevertheless, you certainly are a serious one, Edgeworth, dear.
What's this? That piercing gaze.
Always standing straight and stiff, very nice, looking very clever, my dear. I think I'm about to become your biggest fan.
Nuh.
Mr. Edgeworth, stay focused. It's just a flesh wound.
Right. Is this some form of psychological warfare?
Is it?
In any case, he was the one who stabbed the victim to death.
I'd like to hear your thoughts about the circumstances surrounding the murder.
Well, I suppose it was a simple job. During his booking, I learned that the victim had some kind of injury to his neck. He couldn't turn his neck to the right. I remember him saying something like that.
Booking. It's the process one undergoes before being locked up in a detention center. It sounds like you don't really know a lot about Knightley.
I only know a little. In any case, he would have been an easy target for Dogen. Perhaps he used the chisel hidden in the chessboard. The victim wouldn't have even have a chance to scream.
I see. Your opinion will be a very valuable reference. You add those last statements to your testimony.
Ah, you're making me blush. You're so C-U-T-E. ... I'm just kidding. I'll continue.
What, Edgeworth's not cute? What? What? I'm calling hacks.
Perhaps he used the chisel hidden in the chessboard.
The chessboard?
The thing that the victim brought with him. It seemed like he really enjoyed
Wait, what?
It seemed like he really enjoyed playing chess. How could I have guessed that chisel would be hidden inside it?
The chisel in the chessboard? That fact is only known by a select few people. This was the answer we arrived at from our reasoning, after all. So then, why does she know about this?
In Dogen's hands, even a chisel is enough to be used as a lethal weapon. I'm sure it would have been a simple job.
So I'll go back to the chessboard thing in a minute then, in that case.
Certainly seem to hold strong feelings towards Dogen.
But that's just natural. They ruined my interrogations. That man, no matter how much evidence we find, he's still as slippery as a snake.
Got a lot of guts.
That smug look he has on his face when he returns to his cell. Ah! Just thinking about it makes my stomach churn.
I can sort of understand how you feel.
He probably had a dog dispose of the body. This is the truth of the case.
Do you mean to say the dog threw the body into the well?
Dogen is more than one dog, not just a black one, you know. Didn't I tell you he has henchmen outside these walls as well?
You mean his henchmen outside the prison aided him in this crime?
Of course not. They would have been caught by the security gates. But think about it. Wasn't he the supplier? It's not hard to think he had dogs within the prison too.
Oh? Well then why don't you tell me the names of those so-called dogs?
If I knew that, I wouldn't have gone through so much trouble. In any case, it's still a possibility. Please try to consider it.
She's dodging the question. Can't I pursue this line of thought any further? Warden Roland's testimony is covered in lies. If I pick them apart one by one, her true colors will surely be revealed.
Yes. That is true. Perhaps use a chisel in the chessboard. Apparently, a chisel inside in order to get past security. Well, I mean, wasn't there more information on this too or something?
Well, let me look at some things real quick just to be sure. I think it's a chessboard, but well, I don't know. Played chess by mail against Dogen. What's the connection between these two? Well, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna wait. There's trace blood down here inside his dog's mouth. There's a small. But wait, Dogen hid inside his. Oh wait, no, that doesn't say anything about anything actually. I don't know, man. I'm gonna present the chessboard. Edgeworth's all like, only so many people actually know about that. So we're like, whatever, you know. Let's not overthink this. Let's just go for the easy answer here. Warden Roland, you certainly are sharp-witted.
Hey, enough with the titles. Call me Patty. P-A-T-T-Y. ...
However, there's something you were a little too knowledgeable about.
Embarrassed, you're such an inexperienced child, Edgeworth, dear.
Gah!
Fight on, Mr. Edgeworth.
You said you didn't really know much about Knightley. If that's the case, how'd you know about the chisel inside the chessboard?
Oh, of course. The entrance check.
Enough with the poor excuses. The entrance check? The chessboard wasn't something Knightley brought with him. It was brought to him later by Mr. Keyes. He didn't even have it when he arrived here.
But that's my mistake. I meant the parcel check.
Even if we assume that there are still many suspicious points, why wasn't such a chisel immediately confiscated? Okay. Judge Courtney, did you tell anyone about the trick to this chessboard?
I did not. ...
If no information about our investigation was leaked, then how did you find out? You could not have examined this during the entrance check or parcel check.
Certainly, someone in the warden's position would never have let a chisel slip by.
Exactly, so answer this, Warden Roland. When and how did you learn about the chessboard's secret?
I like how she's getting licked by the freaking fox on her neck. It's just like, it's just enjoying it, like, my goodness.
In that case, I shall answer for you. It is because...
Hold it! I give up, Edgeworth, dear, is that you say? I interrogated Knightley. That's how I learned about the chessboard. But please believe me, I didn't kill anyone.
Enough. It would appear that we have uncovered some vital information. I'll ask you to testify once more, if that's alright with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Yes, I think that's a great idea. However, I think we should probably wait until the next exciting episode before we interrogate her some more. Or, I mean, make her testify some more. Does that sound good to you, Judge Courtney?
You know what? That is actually a fantastic idea. Everyone, in the next exciting episode, we will go ahead and have her testify once more. And we'll uncover exciting new information that will satisfy the goddess of law, I should say.
And we'll probably catch Warden Roland in the act. More than likely, anyway.
Well, anyway, everyone, I guess those two decided to just end this episode, so I guess I'm gonna have to go along with that, so sure. The next exciting episode, we'll do exactly what they said we're gonna do. Also, just one random little thing here. I just want to make a little note just for no reason, just for the fun of it. I actually, for the first time ever, have discovered one of my, some clips from one of my videos in a compilation. I've never seen that before. I'm like, whoa, that's new. I've never seen my stuff in compilations before, so I decided because of that, well, I mean, Garkon actually pointed that out to me in, like, our group chat or whatever, like, this is the second time I've seen this idiot in a video this year. And I was like, oh, okay, that's neat. It was basically me fighting freaking Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2. I thought that was kind of funny. Like, alongside a bunch of other Let's Players who fought him for the first time. I was like, oh, the memories of me fighting Sephiroth and sucking at it. Oh, that's so cool. Anyway, I decided I'm gonna make a new playlist out of that. I'm gonna make it just a compilation video playlist. Like, anytime one of my videos is featured, or just a clip from one of my videos is featured, I should say, in a compilation video, I'll add it to that playlist. So if you guys ever find clips of me in compilation videos, let me know. I'll add them to the playlist. Anyway, that's all I wanted to get out of there randomly. And like I said, next time episode will be, well, maybe we'll be finishing this case. That'll be exciting now, won't it? Alright, everyone, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.